Look at how Patriotic Front has changed this country. The planning, it took years. Execution has taken years. But look where we are. Infrastructure that has happened, it is enabling business. People are saying they're living, 40% of the people living below the poverty line.
Exactly.
Yes, I need to accept that. Because the employment that was destroyed, it was 100% destroyed. And for you to it is broken, it takes long. It's not only government that has to build the economy for the people. No. Government is not a business institution. Government is a protected public institution that actually formulates the policies that is enabling us to do business in our community, in our country, in our society. Those policies are the governing thing, leading into whatever we're doing. But we, the Zambians, we should be the one now giving the direction into the business, try to grow it. The problem that we are having in our country right now, we have put, all of us have taken the seat back and saying, we are waiting for investors. Who are the investors? Maybe it's the environment that's not okay, because you talk about the high taxes. People always complain about these. I have a minimum capital, but then what they are asking me to pay is way beyond my capital. Obviously, that's one of the reasons why people fail to invest, and therefore they wait for other so-called investors to come in. Is the environment really, really friendly for the locals to invest? I need to state that actually, if you have not traveled out of the country, you will ask that question, and everyone will support the question that you are saying. Explain to us. The line of duty I travel around the world. I work in so many different countries. I meet so many different cultures around the world. But I can tell you, the more I travel, the more I feel that Zambia is an open market. We are very honored here in Zambia. We are complaining with everything for free on the table. When you are starting a business here in Zambia, you can go to Pakra and register your company. And there off you go, you do your taxes, and off you start running. In certain countries, to register a company is a mission. Even as a local, there are regulations that it does not even permit to do so. Even when you do, you are operating, you are not even free to repatriate your own capital that you have invested. We have got a country that we have done the business with, and when I got to Zambia, I find out that actually Zambia is a beautiful country to do business into. The government actually they beg you to do business in Zambia because everything is available. You can invest here, you can go and get the DA investment license, you can do your taxes easily, and you can operate freely, and you can repatriate your investment in and out as you feel. This is an open market. Other countries do not. Let's stop complaining and start building our domestic economy. It starts with you and me. All right, so the Patriotic Front government has been known to build various infrastructure, the roads. We can look at the bridges, the flyover bridges around, decongestion projects. But we are aware that some of these projects are being funded by borrowed resources. What is your agenda with regards to the debt situation that the country is in? Look here, there is no country on the planet Earth that will say that it does not borrow the money. The institution for borrowing money, they are there and we have to utilize them. There's the relationship that actually you have to enter into an agreement wherever the borrower is. We've got that right to do so as a nation. Until we are choked? No, it's not that we are choked. The problem you are looking at, you are not appreciating what is actually being done to our country. Mm-hmm. Whatever resource that, if you tell me that Zambia has borrowed $1 billion and we cannot see where the $1 billion has gone to, and I'll join you into that. But whatever Zambia has borrowed, it has gone to the good use. And we are seeing it. There are so many infrastructure that we need. A sustainable country, to begin with, need to start with infrastructure. You cannot run an economy without infrastructure. It's impossible. You want to attract investors, first build your infrastructure. For me to get from here to go to Mazabuka, I need to plan a week. So that you are 2 days on the way, 2 days of coming and doing business in between. But right now, I can leave now to go to Mazabuka. I'll say I'll be back by 4 o'clock. I go and do my and I'm back here. Because I'm guaranteed that the infrastructure will take me through there and back.
People
but that people need to appreciate that we are seeing where the money has gone. Zambia has received tremendous development under President Edgar Chagwa. I repeat that there are so many activities that have happened. Some government that have been, they have done their work within their categorically. But this government under President Edgar Chagwa, they have done extremely. Not only here in Lusaka. Travel around the country, see what he has done. Certain things you don't see them. But when you go to the local people on the ground to say, what has the government of PF done on the ground here, I can assure you be amazed. In areas where you don't really expect anything to happen, you'll be shocked how people are praising the president because of whatever he has done. No one has ever been to certain remote areas. He's been there. He never sent a minister. He's been there physically. That's what a leader does.
You're watching the Verdict Special Edition, and in the studio we have Patriotic Front National Mobilization Committee member Mr. BIZWELL MUTALE, who's just discussing with us various issues that the Patriotic Front are doing. We all know that this is a politically charged month owing to the fact that we have just probably 3-4 weeks, is it 3 weeks to the elections?
3 weeks.
3 weeks to the elections, and obviously everyone is hyped, especially that the Electoral Commission of Zambia has finally lifted the suspension that was slapped on the 2 major political parties with regards to violence. Before we move away from the issues relating to finance, just a quick one. The Financial Intelligence Center reported that 2.2 billion kwacha has been misappropriated due to dubious corrupt practices. What are you thinking of this? What's your take on this, really? We've been recording this year in, year out, year in, year out. Just a quick one on this.
No, thank you very much. You see, there's a lot of speculations. We need to tend to get to the bottom of it without the facts. But what I want to say is that if 2 billion has been misappropriated, let's allow to give you the relevant authority to investigate, since that information is there already. It's out there. So let us give the people of Zambia the authority to do the investigation, and the report to be there with the facts. If there is any facts that is out there, conforming it to that, you can send that information to the relevant authority. It will make the work easier. But as we speak, I cannot guarantee that that answer to me, I'll say yes or no.
But there are many corrupt allegations that have been reported away even from this Financial Intelligence Center report. And then the president, who is the commander-in-chief, the head of everything in government business, he's been accused of not speaking sharply, or rather taking a definitive stance with regards to fighting corruption. How then do we expect corrupt practices to reduce, if at all? The head of state does not even punish or even direct to say, can people step down who are being accused of corruption, so that we investigate properly and allow these institutions of governance to do their job?
Thank you. President Dr. Edgar Chagwa is not a dictator. He is the president, democratic president. And as a leader, when he is accused, he accepts because he's a leader. But the investigation should take place in every allegation. I want to say that the president has got a team of ministers that are running the ministries. When the allegation has been surfaced, remember, it's still an allegation. The government has got a lot of departments that deal with any matter. We've got the police, the intelligence, ACCA, the office of the president. All these bodies need to gather the relevant information to suffice the case. Even when you go to pounce on the minister to say, you know what, minister, step down on this based on this and that, Also, the minister needs to defend himself. It's a process. But when the reality of the matter has come to surface and the proof is there into these bodies, the intelligence, ACCA and Office of the President, there is a room to do that internally. And the president can only act when he's got sufficient information. And on that matter, you cannot expect him to jump and say, we are dropping ministers. It's not personal, it's a business. It's a public office, and the people need to have confidence in the president. When he's removing somebody out of the office, they've seen that the investigation has taken time to get to the facts. There are certain merit of the facts that's supposed to be with him. And when he acts, the nation should say, yes, we've seen it coming.
Well, other stakeholders say the president has taken a vow of silence. Is that true?
Don't take silence for weakness. Doesn't work that way. He is the president of every Zambian. If he starts responding to every comment that every person says, we are going to have the nation at war. The president, Dr. Edgar Chagwa, has kept this country at peace. Those actions that he is being attacked, being pushed around, and he does not react, in the background he's working. He is not going to work in public making the noise like the loudspeakers. The loudest one in the room are the weakest. And we know who are the weakest. He is the strongest because he is busy acting while others are talking. This country is very happy. It's a healthy nation under this leadership of President Lungu. The country is enjoying. We are happy. You and I, we can talk freely on the media. We can say whatever we want to do. Media, social, we can write everything we want to do. It's a democratic nation. If there is a president in this country that has been insulted, rebuked by the public, it's President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. But he has not taken action because he's a leader. He has accepted to be insulted. And that's how we learn in our society.
We're talking about a healthy nation, and I think that was last year or early this year. The country was taken aback or to a surprise of the honeybee scandal under the Ministry of Health. How then do you promote health lives, if at all, the ministry that is charged to ensure that people's lives are safe, are healthy, they are put at risk with such substandard health products? Just a quick one on that. I know it's not a major.
I need to state that honeybee is not the arm of the government. The Ministry of Health is a government arm. But the honeybee is a private sector. So I'm not going to discuss the private sector. I don't know what relationship there. As we all know, the relevant authorities dealing with that matter as we speak.
Yes, actually.
Sure.
It's in the courts of law. Okay, so when we talk about politics now, we're moving to the politics, to the campaigns. I'm sure you're excited to hear that. You are a mobilization member, and obviously you're on the ground talking to different people, this and that. With the yesterday's suspension, lifting of the suspension, you are now going to be a typical foot soldier, meeting different people. Of late, Zambia has also been described as one of the bloodiest country, at least during the Patriotic Front era in the last 3 years, due to the number of people that have died at the hands of various authorities, not to mention names. Political violence has been at play. What are you doing to ensure that with these 3 weeks remaining, you don't involve yourselves in political violence? As a ruling party, you need to set the trends, you need to lead the way. What are you doing with regards to that? Yeah,
I think this issue of violence that is coming out constantly into the public, and you're all looking into PF to say PF has done that, PF is doing that. I need to state that PF is not a violent party. It's an exciting party. We all know where the violence is coming from. President Lungu has gone out, I'm repeating for the second time to say this. President Lungu has come out in an open to criticize and rebuke violence, while the other opposition are quiet about it. They didn't come out in the open. We will defend ourselves. Defend from who? PF is not a violent. You saw, I think it was yesterday,
yes.
8 hours, when you saw Chawama office for PF was bent down.
Yes.
That is provocation. And we all know where this is coming from. PF is not a violent party. PF is a loving party with an open arms. Yes, there is every party internally. A party can have these squabbles and so on. We accept. There are no angels. We are all human. We accept.
You fight amongst yourselves?
No, I'm just saying there are internal squabbles, but not that PF is a violent to go and take it. I want to take a statistic. Look back. Since the 2016 up to now, and in 2016, beyond 2016, all the people that have died, the majority that have died, are the opposition. Wherever the opposition are, and wherever the certain opposition party is, there must be blood.
But that does that mean that they're fighting themselves, or it's the Patriotic Front that's fighting them? Because we cannot have
Patriotic
a one-sided...
Front don't fight. When you see how the Patriotic Front get energized when it comes to work, you will think it is a war, but it's full of fun. I'll give you an example. When I joined the PF, when I went to Secretariat to meet with the Secretary General Davis Miller, he invited me there. When I arrived there, before I could even drive in, I told my driver, I said, go back, what is this? That was an excitement, and I've only seen that in African National Congress in South Africa. Here in Zambia, I've never seen it. PF has brought a different flavor to politics. Let us accept that part. What PF has brought into the political arena is very exciting, because starting from the lower person on the ground, right up to the top, everybody knows what PF stands for. You must be a patriot. And this is happening. There are few that have agreed, and that feel that they have been left behind. They are listening to say, when we come into power, we are going to do the following. When we come into power, we are going to do the following. So everyone says, oh, so me, I'm going to be the commissioner of police when UPND comes into power. When they come into power, if they don't come, what are they going to be? I've met people like that, and he's saying that. I'll give you an example. Sesheke, there was violence.
Exactly.
Where the clash between PF and UPND. And some officers, they sidelined to cover up the opposition and attack the PF. And the PF was bruised on that day. When the event finished, the person who was promising the other part that I'm going to do the following, the officers were released from duty. 6 of them, if I may be correct, 6 of them. They were released from duty. I was in South Africa then. And I was still with the opposition. I said, these people, they sacrificed for the opposition, and they are fired. I expected the opposition to take care of the people that are supporting, isn't it?
What proof do you have that they haven't?
I was there. They were fired. And I hired them to work for me.
They are working for you now?
I kept them.
Okay.
I looked after them. Why did I do that? Because my leader, who was supposed to do that job, he couldn't do it. He's got soldiers that were supporting him. But when they were supporting, when they are left out in the cold, you couldn't even take them for a drink.
And that's why you decided to do it?
It's not that I decided. I did the right thing because I was with him then. My policy, I always want unity and happiness where the people are. You can't use the people, and then you dump them and you start lying to the people. As it goes on now, there are so many people that have been lost and they are crying. I have everyone's number who is crying out of their why. I listen to what they are saying and what they need to do. The choices we make, they come to haunt us. You can rejoice with what you have already. Let us rejoice what you have already. They are listening. Maybe if we go with the opposition, things will be better. It doesn't work that way. There will be no good thing coming out of that opposition we are speaking right now. It's going to not happen.
Okay, if indeed you are committed to ensuring that violence becomes a thing of the past, it keeps on recurring and people keep referring to you as the Patriotic Front because you are the governing party. You need to set the trend. You need to lead the way. What then is the bone of contention with regards to ending this scourge? Because it's been happening. It's always been there.
I need to say, you know, this might repeat again. When you are a general, when you speak, your people listen. All right? Soldiers must listen to their general. If the general is a wrong kind of a person, leaders don't know what to do. What you instruct them behind, people don't know. He has failed to come out in the open. When PF, which is in the, why PF is being accused of everything, it's in power. Everyone is pointing to PF. PF this, PF that. We accept because we are in power. When you are a leader and you are in the lead, accept fingers pointing at you. Finding fault, even giving you a chance to investigate those faults, you can't find them. So, PF is not a violent party. Opposition, we have seen, and you media want to point a finger at you. You have failed to condemn the opposition. You are busy attacking PF. But recently, you are the one reporting these things. That's flashback. Recently, we saw the opposition attacking a car for a PF member or a PF supporter. They smashed his car. There was no violence. He was driving. As they came along in the public road where he paid the tax, they smashed his car. They could have killed him. Those were opposition. And they were wearing the regalia. But media have kept quiet. Nobody has commented on that. And nobody has come out in the open. We only saw you as a media to report when the PF has given the car to the person who has been destroyed his car. You has given back the car by PF. Not the same people who did. There was no fracas of a PF there. There's no fracas. But you never reported it and it went quietly because, you know, PF, that won't be making news. If you say opposition, only make news. The reality things are happening. We are watching them every day. And how the media has taken toes to report against the PF and leave the opposition.
Not to defend the media, but I don't think...
Don't defend it, you're on the end.
No. I don't think that's true because
why didn't you report about it?
No, the media has reported.
Social media, not
social media, mainstream media.
Okay, let's move on.
That accusation is null and void. So you're watching The Verdict Wednesday edition at 14 hours with the Patriotic Front National Mobilization Committee member, Mr. BIZWELL MUTALE. You can also call us on 0968-675273 and ask him the questions that you want the PF to answer. Obviously, he's here as a PF member and he will answer almost all the questions, not so?
Thank you.
Exactly. So we take a very short break and when we come back, we'll continue with our chat. And this is The Verdict once again.
Thank you.
Are you a small to medium enterprise looking to advertise your products and services within your community and across Zambia? In these economic times, we are here to help you grow your business. Advertise with us on Camnet Market. Camnet Market is offering lower rates for prime time advertising between 06 to 18 hours every day to give your business an edge under the new normal and beyond. For more details, contact us on the following numbers: 097 975 3010 or 096 296 5883, as well as 096 244 726. You can also reach us via email on info@camnetvafrica.com. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Africa is rising to a new dawn of integrity and accountability. Are you tired of being swindled or buying fake or illegal properties? Would you like to sell or buy genuine property? Would you like to list your property on both local and international market? Don't waste your time. Call the professionals, the SGK Properties on +260 762 166 018. SGK Properties. Your business assurance is our priority.
Camnet TV is here to entertain, educate and inform you. Catch Rise and Thrive at 07:30 hours every Saturday. Fresh and new praise and worship comes Monday to Friday at 8 hours. Kids need to be glued to the TV every weekday at 09 hours for their favorite cartoons. Off the pitch with the boys as they talk about sport on Saturdays at 09:30 hours.
Remember, we are also here to entertain you with our different varieties of movies every weekday at 10 hours. Join Pastor Victoria and Moses Chuluwa with Healing Word Ministries International Church live sermon every Sunday at 10 hours.
Katamanda brings to you another journey of gospel ministers on Saturdays at 10:30 hours. The verdict comes to your screens at 17:45 hours. Join the Revival Harvest Church every Sunday at 18:30 hours.
Every Monday to Saturday, join us on the news desk at 12 hours as we bring to you the midday news, and at 19:30 hours Central African time every day for the main bulletin.
The ministry with Pastor Moses Chuluwa comes every Friday at 20:45 hours. On Mondays, it's your favorite national matters at 20:45 hours.
Wednesday and Thursday, Pastor Victoria and Moses Chuluwa are on Partnership of Greatness with different spiritual teachings at 20:45 hours.
And Frank on Camnet comes to your screen every Tuesday at 20:45 hours.
Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Welcome back. You're watching The Verdict Special Edition with the Patriotic Front National Mobilization Committee member, Mr. BIZWELL MUTALE. We're picking up from where we left from, Mr. MUTALE. You're still on? Excited? You're still geared to let the people know? All right. So you are somebody that has commanded a huge audience in various parts of the country. On a personal level, with regards to Southern Province, when you came on the scene, you had promised them quite a number of things, and up to today we have received reports that you haven't really fulfilled some of the pledges that you made. You promised them mealie meal, you promised them honey milk and gourd, but you haven't really gone back there to fulfill these promises. What is really that will make people believe you and the Patriotic Front, because you're representing them? Exactly.
Thank you very much. I think as media, sometimes you tend to slip over the reality. Southern Province has received quite a lot of pledges we have made there, quite a lot, and some of them that have not even been announced. And if you go to Southern Province now, you look at things that we have done as mobilization and so on, the story on the ground is differently.
Exactly.
And, you know, Southern Province, I want to say that the response we have received there, I never expected that we could receive that response. And even all the pressures we put is out of the joy that we get out of the people. You know, you tend to really think, how can I appreciate these people and so on. Their expectations are very high. And we cannot meet all of them, but we can deliver as we go on things that actually we see that are need. Certain things they are immediate need. If you look at mealie that we, yes, that time Zambia was going through quite a lot of a lot of challenges in terms of the drought that we experienced, and with the good team on the ground, we did not want to blow the trumpet to become the the international matter where we should start seeking the bailout from the international community and so on.
You can go.
Sure.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling in.
Please, thanks so much.
Tell us your name and your contribution, sir.
My name is Ivan Kalenga.
Please go ahead.
Yes, please. I want to find out from that boss.
Yes.
What is an opposition party?
Anything else?
I'm still.
What is an
Please go ahead with your contribution, your question. And
Was there once an opposition party? The third one is the HHP boards are being destroyed and bent everywhere in Zambia. Are the people still causing violence?
just repeat your third question, sir. It's not very clear.
Sorry?
Just repeat your third question. It's not very clear.
The third question is, HHP boards are being destroyed and bent all over the country. Are the people causing violence? Are we together?
Yes. Is that all?
When are the retirees going to be paid the Shibura? But we are seeing the party dishing out money to people who didn't even work like the Qatar.
All right. All right. Thank you so much.
We're not wasting money. Government resources on the people.
Thank you so much for calling in, Mr. MUTALE. I know you can respond to some. I know you can respond to some of the questions, and some are just probably beyond
Repeat
you.
the questions. I didn't hear them properly.
So I think one of the questions he asked is about the billboards, the burning of the billboards for the opposition United Party for National Development, as alleged by the UPND that it's the Patriotic Front that's doing this. So he's asking as to whether the billboards are the ones that are creating this bad euphoria or bad vibe for you as a PF.
As Patriotic Front, I need to say that Patriotic Front is not burning any billboards. And when you look at the situation that is happening, even yesterday there was a comment on the TV from the Inspector General. He brought in this topic about the billboard and so on. We have not seen really that is a bone of contention. That is actually sabotaging. The PF, they've got boards everywhere. And I have not really seen the board that has been turned. In our street where we are, there's a huge billboard. And down on the other side, there is a board for PF and the flags for UP. No one has ever gone in to take them out. And this is how they are causing the attention. They cause the attention by raising the negative aspects of saying, no, they are doing this, they are doing that.
Hold your thought, we've got another caller. Good afternoon. Thank you for calling in. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Madam. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Tell us your name, where you're calling from, and your contribution.
I'm calling you from Chongwe.
All right.
All right, and
what's your name, Darius?
Derek.
Derek, please go ahead.
Yeah, the first question I want to ask is, Uganda. The thing is,
what's your first question, sorry?
Uganda, regarding the Gaza issue.
What is that?
Okay. What's your second question?
The second question is, how do these people plan to end terrorism after August 2021? Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming through. Did you get the questions?
No.
Okay, so the first question is about the gassing, of which I'm sure it was adequately dealt with. Yes, it was adequately dealt with. The second question is about cadarism. Obviously, what he means is cadres taking over public institutions like the bus stations, the markets. We've seen this happen throughout. A lot of people have spoken about this. What are you going to do beyond August 12th?
Thank you very much. Concerning the gassing, I'm not going to go through into that. Definitely that we've dealt with it in several times. And I think let us put that topic to rest. It's not going to come back. It is in the hands of authority. They are looking at it. We have lost people, and I think it's not something we should joke about it and politicize it. That was an evil and barbaric. We cannot accept that. Concerning the cadres, you see, The word we use for the cadres, way back, cadres have been there forever. And some of the cadres, we have seen them, they have risen from the ranks of becoming the ministers. The title we have given them, they are not taking over anything, and they have not done anything. The authorities are in power, and the authorities are still controlling. The cadres, they have always been into the bus stop, they have always been into the market, and it is just a question of where they were not given the proper recognition and so on. Now they have been recognized. I'll give you an example of PF. PF has taken each and every aspect of the society and make it one aspect and make an equal opportunity. The marketeers, they've got the power now to speak. Going to the market, there's a chairman, there's a treasurer, there's an accountant. It's a growth movement. But we have refused to look down at them to be part of the society. They have to be continuously being on the market. If today you have got money, you put a heap of money here, we will not question you. But when you see a card that has got money in the hand, we start talking. And I think I'm not going to support much on that, but it's the question of what is the source of that money? Where did that money come from? And this is what actually the president says, that he is not happy to see the kind of matters being flashed around and so on. I think it sends a very wrong signal to the society and to the people. But I do not want you to just condemn and say the cadres. They are good cadres and the bad cadres, I accept that. But it's how we conduct each other in our society. That flashing the money is not acceptable. In terms of the pension, when is the government going to pay the pensioners? The government is paying the pensioners. We are seeing the people in the society, they are celebrating that are being paid the pensions and so on. This it is happening. It's only that maybe it's happening at a slow pace. Maybe it is happening at a pace that you do not expect it. It must not be politicized. The government has always paid attention to the retirees and looking after the retirees at every angle. That is, we've got now social grant that is actually being rolled out to our communities and so on. It is also helping to try and catch up with that. The pension scheme, we have got certain fraudulent pension schemes that have actually taken people for a ride, like Satunya, something like that, Satunya Pension Fund. It has taken people for granted, and we are not going to discuss that. Those are different issues.
Exactly, that's a story for another day. But just to take you back on the issue of cadres, you mentioned to say these are people that we need to recognize. The council is mandated to collect revenue in these bus stations and markets. But the bone of contention really is that the cadres have taken over these markets. How legal are these people in these
you
public
see, they are
institutions?
Zambians. The bottom line, the cadres are Zambians. Number two, the municipalities, they are correcting their resource. If I want to say the municipalities don't have the capacity to meet what the cadres are doing, the cadres are paying to the municipalities. They are paying to the municipalities. But again, maybe we must say they've got a share in what they're correcting. When the cadre corrects, they say 20 kwacha today, they will pass maybe 15 kwacha to the 12 kwacha whatever to the municipality. The remaining, there is also management need to be compensated.
Isn't this promoting lawlessness?
It's not lawlessness.
When we have institutions that are mandated, the issue here is we have the council. The cadres are political party affiliated members.
If I may ask you, who is a cadre?
And a paid-for member for a certain institution. And in this case, we are talking about political party cadres that have taken over these institutions, which are public. I think that's where people get to ask these questions.
You are taking everything wrong. When you start accusing, because now in Zambia, we've got this thing of pointing fingers, everything is around. We had the cadres, and I'm not going to go around. He even became the minister, William Sander. When I was young to go into school, I used to pass through at KMB. We used to pass. He was the boss of that. Every bus loading, you take the money there, and that money was supposed to go to the council. They used to give to the council what the share of that money. The council was getting their share. It came way back. Don't condemn them now. If the council is failing to meet that and maybe collect the revenue and so on, let the council deal with. Council has not come out and complained to say we're not collecting the revenue. Council has not come out. So not point a finger to the council. The council is comfortable. And the council is collecting their revenue. Until council can come out and say we are not collecting the money because these cadres. I ran the buses myself at Intercity. When you put a loading bay, you pay 3,500 kwacha to the city council, they give you a receipt, you go to Intercity. And when you go to Intercity there, when you road, there's a fee you pay. That money comes on a receipt of a city council. How can city council issue the receipts when they're not collecting the revenue? The system is working as is. Let us not run to say the cadres have taken over. They have not taken over anything. They have just re-enhanced it and re-amplified it. I think the city council is enjoying that. They have not complained yet.
Well, Mr. BIZWELL came in prepared to defend his political party, and obviously you, the viewers out there, can see that. Mr. MUTALE, in the dying minutes, but then what's your word to the electorate out there? As the name suggests, this is the verdict. It's a flagship program aimed at giving people an opportunity to listen, to watch, and to judge the people that we bring here who are aspiring for various political positions. You're representing the PF. Why should people vote you again beyond 2021?
Thank you very much. Most of all, peace and stability, which we have enjoyed in our country under President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, the president who has given hope to the needy, the president who has given hope to the villagers, who has given hope to the headmen, the chiefs, the children in the rural areas before you get into the city. We need to give him another chance. In certain areas where they have never seen a hospital, there are hospitals. What we need in our country is development, not hate. When we go on the 12th to vote, let's remember that the PF government need to be given a chance to continue. And the government of PF is not saying when we come into power, we are going to do the following. Remember, PF is saying we are going to continue where we left. We're going to continue. As we are speaking right now, we are in an election mode, but the work is seen is still moving. We have not stopped, it's still moving. The country, as we speak right now, it has changed under this government, under the leadership of President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. The people of Zambia, when they go to vote, they must remember that there is only one president who has promoted peace and stability in this country, who has promoted love, and who have changed the face of our country. President Edgar Chagwa Lungu must be given another chance. And I am saying to the people of Zambia, President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, he is going to go through. It's mandatory. It's not debatable. He's going through. Everything that the president has done in this country, it's pointing to one thing: victory for the 12th of August. He has worked.
Great.
Thank you.
He seems to be convinced that the Patriotic Front indeed will carry the day on the 12th of August 2021 general elections. My name is Sharon Kalimbola, and this has been the special edition of The Verdict, a flagship program aimed at bringing various political parties and political players in the electoral process as we head towards the general elections. We have 3 weeks in which to convince the electorates out there either to vote you in or to vote you out. My name is Sharon Kalimbola, and I hope you, the viewers out there, will use this platform to make that verdict. Thanks for watching.
Zambia has embarked on an economic journey for individual financial emancipation, empowering its citizens through land acquisition and developing the nation through agriculture. This time, Zambians are coming together, taking it upon themselves with the help of government to develop this great nation by taking individual responsibility and ownership of this great nation. The economic revolution has started. There are thousands of Zambians with a can-do mindset who are resolute, unstoppable, full of confidence and conviction that Zambia's set time of favor for development is now. Don't be left out.